So, salary negotiation is one of the highest searched topics on both YouTube and Google. Still, there's this sense of anxiety when that job offer come in where people just take the first bite and do not negotiate their salary when it's the most crucial part of the hiring process. So today, we're going to be analyzing a short that I put out about salary negotiation. I'm going to let it play and then I'm going to break it down and provide more context as what you should be doing. So let's get into it. The moment they ask, so what are your salary expectations? You are in a trap. If you say a number first, you lose. If you say a number too low, they underpay you. If you say a number too high, they disqualify you. Use the reversal instead. Put the pressure back on them. I'm sure for a role at this level, you have a budgeted range. Can you share with me what that is so we can be efficient on time? They have to give you a number. Once they say it, that's a great starting point for a base. But I'm more interested in the total compensation package. What do you got? Never show your cards until you see the pot. Send this to someone just getting started in corporate America. All right, so first, before we break this down piece by piece, the main thing that you should know is you have to come with the market research. You should already know your range before you even come to the table. You should have already went to Indeed.com, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, found out something. That way, you're not surprised if the recruiter or the hiring manager do not budge on that question, what's your budgeted range? And we're going to break this down a little bit, but have your market research, have the information. You can even quote what you saw verbatim in the job description. Hey, I noticed that the job was paying this and this. However, I was thinking more of this. That's if all else fails. The first thing you want to do though, ask for the budgeted range. Oftentimes when you do your research and you see what the role is paying, it'll give you that range. But if you ask them, maybe they don't know, maybe there's an updated version and what they just posted on LinkedIn or Glassdoor, or wherever you found that job description, that job posting, maybe that was out of date, because a lot of times the talent acquisition team, they'll repost the same stuff because there's a lot of information that you have to include in the job posting. You want to be descriptive to attract the best candidate for the position. So a lot of times they'll repost and the salaries might be a little bit outdated. Ask for the budgeted range. The moment they ask, so what are your salary expectations? You are in a trap. If you say a number first, you lose. If you say a number too low, they underpay you. If you say a number too high, they disqualify you. All right, so if you say a number too low, you lose. Let's say you come into a role and you tell them that you want to get paid $100,000, but the amount that they were willing to pay for the role was $130,000. Now you shot yourself in the foot because they're going to accept the $100,000. And there's going to be some rare cases where some good employers might say, hey, look, you came in really low, so we're going to pay you $115,000. And you might come in being extremely happy saying that you got that extra $15,000 when still in all actuality, they were willing to pay $130,000. If you say a number too high, they might disqualify you. And the only reason why they'll disqualify you is if they didn't really like you in the first place. But if they do really like you, then if it's a decent hiring manager or talent acquisitions person, they would be willing to negotiate you down. You have to really make a good impression on whoever the interviewer is for them to come back and say, hey, look, you're a little too high. I want to go ahead and negotiate you down. We really like you for the position. We just can't pay that much. And that might be true. So just take that for what it is. Use the reversal instead. Put the pressure back on them. I'm sure for a role at this level, you have a budgeted range. Can you share with me what that is so we can be efficient on time? They have to give you a number. Once they say it, that's a great starting point for a base. But I'm more interested in the total compensation package. What do you got? All right, so if for any reason they just absolutely cannot come up to the amount that you want, you can negotiate and pull other levers. There is the total compensation package, and what that means is outside of the base salary that so many people get fixated on, you have the insurance to consider, you have the 401k retirement plan, maybe there's a pension, maybe there's a commission structure that you can negotiate, maybe there's a sign-on bonus you can work into the offer. So if you want $130,000, let's say the 130, and that's $10,000 more than what the employer is willing to pay, or $20,000 more than what the employer is willing to pay, you can negotiate that sign-on bonus. Say, hey, look, I'll take the $110,000 offer. What does your normal sign-on bonus looks like? Or can we negotiate a different commission structure? Or how about a 6-month or mid-year review that would allow me to renegotiate the salary. And you can, whatever it is, you can get creative. Do not be afraid to negotiate yourself as a business, because ultimately you are there to fulfill a job. You are there because you bring value. Hopefully you bring value. So you have to negotiate like a business and not just accept the first offer that comes in. Never show your cards until you see the pot. Send this to someone just getting started in corporate America. So yeah, never show the cards until you see the pot. Don't give your range first. If at all possible, you want the person interviewing you, the hiring manager, the talent acquisition person, to give you the offer, give you the budgeted range first. Never take the first offer. Always, always, always negotiate, and don't be afraid to overshoot it. They're going to let you know if you're way too high, and if they can't go that high, or if you're at the max of what they're willing to offer. That is okay. That means you have to make such a good impression that they are willing to work with you. The crazy misconception here is that people think the hiring manager and the talent acquisition person or HR will be upset if you try to get as much money as possible for your salary. That should be expected. Do not think about offending a company for asking for the highest salary, the highest compensation that you can get. That is part of the game. Never, never, never take the first offer. All right, that brings us to the end of the video. I want to let you know a couple of things. So for one, I do have a school community that I am growing. If you enjoy the content, or if you watch any of my shorts, I invite you to join the free community, free webinars. I'm going to be releasing online courses in the future. The first online course is live. It's called The Corporate Cheat Code. It goes over interview skills, interview tactics. It goes over leadership archetypes and how to understand different leaders that you have to get acquainted with, how to identify the influencers or the people that move the needle that may not have the title, but they hold a lot of influence and can get you in doors that may be hard on your own. So it goes over different things. It's the corporate cheat code. If you are a member of the community and you're a premium member of the community, the courses, the ebooks that I wrote, they are included for no additional cost outside of the premium membership. But the community is free in general. Also, if you want to get a head start, you can grab a copy of The Savage Arsenal. It's an ebook bundle that I put together. Financial literacy, building confidence, unwritten rules of corporate America, you name it. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one.